All right, guys. I guess I'm gonna title this random topics. See if we can keep this under 10 minutes, guys. I got a few variables I want to talk about. That's pretty much what I do. Guys, I'll talk about a number of topics, and then it's kind of like at the end of the week, I'll just kind of bring everything together. I've been wanting to tell you guys, you remember I left you guys that link of Element, and I'm going to leave another link with this audio. It's kind of interesting because Element started out in the whole MGTOW community. Remember that, guys? The MGTOW community, men going their own way. Like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? It's funny because when I started my YouTube channel, that was at its crescendo. And then it just kind of flatlined out. I spoke about it a few times, but I had already decided I was never going to title any of my videos Men Going Their Own Way, because let me tell you something, guys. If I was sleeping around a bunch of dudes talking about men going their own way, where they gonna sleep? Okay, well, they're probably gonna be around a bunch of other men complaining about women. I would have to sleep with one eye open, and that's not the situation I want to be dealing with. Women might have some issues, especially the Western women, but I at least I can sleep around. Or maybe I can't. I don't know. I still got to do a narrative. Excuse me, I still got to do a narration with you guys, about, women are now stalking men that got a lot of views. It was just hilarious how that got so many views, and the guys in the comments was talking about which kind of gun would control the situation. I'm like, wait a minute, we're talking about women here. Let's calm down. Like, guys, that stuff can get out of control. I experimented with that just for a second, but I was never gonna call my videos MGTOW. Now, the interesting thing about Element, you will listen to somebody like him, and you would say, wow, he's so well versed. He's very intelligent. Most of the things he's saying is absolutely the truth. But then when I found out he was only about 23 years old when he was talking like that, I became worried. Now, I don't know if this is for sure, but he sounds like a white male. And the psychology of the white male in his mid to early 20s, usually if he's talking like that, it's not a good sign. Because only three things cross my mind: alcohol, drugs, or possible suicide. Now, we're talking about somebody that is extremely wise. Like, what's the problem? You're not supposed to be that wise at 23 years old. You're not supposed to be talking about social dynamics like that at 23 years old. Let me see. So he was 23, I guess you can say around 2015, something like that. I was 23 around 2003, right? So obviously things were a lot different from 2003 than 2015. I started seeing a lot of mess start out in 1999. 2003 was still, kind of laid back. I remember, I can tell you guys, around 2011 though, when I moved to Vegas, that's when I started seeing that the cities was just garbage. I mean, they would open up movie theaters in neighborhoods. They had to close them down. Things started getting really over the top. It started, like I told you guys yesterday, it seemed when it started seeming like in a social setting, when it started seeming like there's no police and you feel like you got to protect yourself, there's a problem. Because usually the person who ends up protecting themselves is the one who will end up in trouble, and their lives would be ruined for simply protecting themselves. See how that goes? We ain't gonna go down that road though. Because who can you blame? Can you blame the police who just make an average salary, live in an average home? Who can you blame in that situation? You know what I mean? Going back to Element, you're not supposed to be that wise at 23 years old. You're really not even supposed to be that wise at 43 years old. Okay, that's what happens when a man takes a look around him and doesn't see a way out. And usually, you associate that with some black kid in the ghetto. This was a white male talking like this. And so, guys, you see his last video, I believe, was from 3 years ago. I had even voiced my concern in messages. I used to try to message him because I was worried about him. It was that was somebody I want, but it seemed like he wasn't interested in talking to people. He just wanted to play video games. I said, this is not good. I said, something's up with this guy. Now keep in mind, here's this guy, very intelligent and wise. And I'm sitting back listening, and I'm like, something's up with this dude. Something's not right. I said, he needs help. That's why I come on here, guys, even though I talk wise. Now, I'm in my mid-40s. To a certain degree, I'm supposed to be talking wise. But at the same time, guys, I come on here, I could joke around with y'all at any moment. Sometimes it'll even seem like I'm not taking things seriously. No, I'm taking things very seriously. But you can't just be all deep diving into the social problems. It's not good. You gotta balance that out. You gotta make fun of it sometimes. What can you do? You know what I mean? So I don't know what happened. I know one thing. You don't make YouTube videos like that. I'm not saying that he suicide, but I hope he's okay. Let's put it that way. Because you don't make videos like that and just disappear for 3 years. Don't make no more YouTube videos. He even said in video that I had left the link of that he did YouTube videos to make himself feel better about the social problems. So then you don't go from that to just stop doing it. And that's why I make YouTube videos. It's almost like to calm myself. I don't even depend on other people. I depend on myself to calm myself down. How you gonna be helped by other people? They going through most likely the same problems, if not worse than you are. Even if they do have a home. I come across people who have homes every day. Let me tell you something. These people they're not as healthy as me. They're not as happy as me. What's the problem? But they got a home, right? No, they don't. Because home is where the heart is. That's why I told you guys my heart is at home. You had one guy most likely had a home worrying about Suzy Q's. Good life is not what you think it is. A human being needs, what did Bobby Hemmings say the three killers were? Sleep deprivation, dehydration, and stress. He said those are the 3 killers. So if you can somehow avoid those 3 variables, you're doing pretty good in life, whether you got a home or not. Well, I sleep really good. I'm very hydrated. A little stress here and there, but that's something that I've learned to manage. Let me see if I can move on, guys. There was something else I wanted to say. Dag, I might have to make a part 2 because it was something else. About the vacations. I wanted to say something about the vacations. Let me see. Do I got anything else to tell you guys about MGTOW? Yeah, another thing too about Element, he was talking a lot about MGTOW. As you scroll down, so you would think this guy is all together, right? Then you scroll down, and he has a lot to say about women. He even has a video called "Women Are Demons," and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the link too. I'm not trying to out the guys, nothing like that. He actually has a lot of good points. But women are not demons. Just as much as you can say a woman is a demon, you can say a man. You could say anybody's a demon. But I just want to make a point about this guy. Here's somebody who seems very intelligent, right? But then he's getting off into something where he's kind of like, he's building too many walls around him. It wasn't good. That's why I was worried about it. He was attacking too many social paradigms that were half truths. He was too young to be talking like that. A 23-year-old white male is not supposed to be taking in that much stimuli. See, stuff like that. And then he was talking about the job that he worked. It just seemed like a perfect storm. I was really worried about that dude, for real. It just seemed like a perfect storm. The Bible say man shouldn't be alone, you know. But I'm gonna leave a couple of links to him, guys, and let me see if I can move on to. I want to say something else before I let y'all go. I think it had to do with vacations, but I can't remember what I want to tell y'all. It's because I just woke up. I can't remember what I want to tell y'all. That's what happens. A little scatterbrain when I get up in the morning. I need to do some Pilates. I think some Pilates would really help me out. Some yoga, for real. But yeah, I want to say something about going on vacation. I forgot what I wanted to say, guys, but basically, it's just you can't go on vacation in America. It's dangerous to go on vacation in America. Let's say you somebody from the UK and you want to visit Chicago. You want to go to downtown Chicago because you heard they got a good steakhouse. And you maybe might want to visit a couple of nightclubs and go out into. It's actually dangerous to do that now. That's why my recommendation for bringing troops into Chicago is to start off from downtown first. I don't think they have the resources to really bring out troops in major U.S. cities. But if they did try, if somehow miracle they did come up with those kind of resources in a place like Chicago, they would have to bring them into downtown Chicago. Because if you're trying to, America used to be a place you go visit. You used to be able to go to any city and go to the, downtown was a place you went to go have fun. Not no more. That's a place that you might get robbed or lose your life. And the police cannot protect you. So if I want to go on vacation, it couldn't be in America because it's too dangerous. Maybe it can be in a red state, though, where you can actually carry a gun around with you. But why should you have to think about carrying a gun around you just to have some fun? That doesn't make any sense, now, does it? That's the truth. That's the truth about it, guys. Dang, man, I'm dragging this out because it was something else I wanted to say. I might have to make a part 2 to this, guys. I guess I'm just gonna use this to talk about that with the element and leave a couple of links to this guy. And I'm gonna see if I can remember what I want to tell y'all. Check out the links.